24th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Oh, welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi. Welcome back to you.
Okay, so let's see. What did we get up to yesterday? Oh, we went back over something that we did before.
Yep.
So what did we
started a new section, so we can go back somewhat.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I remember where we started. We started from
We started from the Savar Shmuel.
Savar Shmuel. Where is that? On Amid Aleph?
Amid Aleph.
Amid Aleph. Savar Shmuel. Oh, Omer Shmuel Balchov Gova Es HaShevach.
No, we're up to the Savar. We started Lokeach Mi Gazlan. Leis Stracha. That's what we did. We're continuing on with that. That's what we started. We got further into that. We did the Sa. We did the Sa La Sa, and that's where we sort of ended.
Sa La Sa.
Yeah, we're up to the Ika the Armory case is where we're up to.
Ika the Armory. Okay. So we'll go from Ika the Amre?
Yeah. Okay.
Ika the Amre. There are those who say, Amar Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef said, Hacha Lamayis Kinin. Here, what are we discussing? Kigon, Shikanu Miyado. For instance, when the witnesses acquired from the robber a commitment to pay for the purchaser's lost improvements if the land is seized from the purchaser by its owner. Since the robber pre-commits himself to the additional payment, it is not considered as interest.
Very good. Kanu is Lashon Rabim. They were Kona Miyado, from his hand. So so the Art Scrolls said it's talking about the Edim. The Edim were Konu Miyado, from the hand of the seller.
Right.
This obligation. Okay, interesting.
So the art scroll that I just read is coming from Rashi, according to the footnote.
Yeah, Rashi explains why this is not a problem anymore of ribis. About waiting, it's not about waiting for your money over here. It doesn't look like he's waiting for anything. It's not why he's going to get paid more, because he's waiting. Because this was already, which Rashi was this again? Shikona Miyodo. Yeah. Divrei Maskeh Shikona Miyodo. Yeah, so we read Should we read that one again?
Why was his hand involved? We read that, but I'm perfectly why. Shekano Yodo.
Yeah. Kanu biyado al hashevach. Okay, so kanu biyado.
Wait, I'm trying to find the verses.
Oh, where is it? It's a little bit above the halfway point in Rashi column. It's first words in the column.
Okay, I see.
Kanu biyado.
Okay. Shekana when he purchased on his hand ala shevach, on the shevach, the lays that is to him mechayev, that he's chayev mishat hamecher, from the time of the sale, kodim, before sheyesh schar hamatana maot, before there is the rent payment of the gifts of money. So that's the word. We try to understand why does it say a matna, that he gives the money?
Hamtanas mos. He's the schar for the waiting of the money.
He gets paid because he has to wait for the money.
But that's what ribis is. So over here, Rashi's saying, he's explaining how this that the obligation to pay for the shevach, if it's taken away from the buyer, has nothing to do with that. So that's why it'll be permissible. It won't be subject to the prohibition of looking like ribis. In this case, when it's kona biyodo, because Rashi says the havile muchuyev mishas hamecher. This obligation to pay, this payment, already accrued at the time of the signing of the deal. It's in the contract, so it's got nothing to do with waiting for his money. So therefore we could say that on account of this, Shmuel will agree that in this case there'll be a clause in the contract to provide for the reimbursement of shevach. But otherwise, if there's not such a situation of kona miyodo, then Shmuel will hold by his klal that it looks like ribis, and so therefore they wouldn't be able to get reimbursed for the shevach. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's another perspective. Ikadamri. Oh, and then okay, so now we go to Amar Le Abaya. Abaya has he's got a follow-up question over here on this answer that Rav Yosef gives.
Amar Le Abaye, Abaye said to Rav Yosef, V'chi mutar lilos sa'ah bisa'ah. And is it permitted to loan a saw for a saw? B'makom shekanu miyado, in a situation where they initially acquired from the borrower a commitment to pay the saw of grain, this is prohibited. Likewise, the interest appearing compensation for improvements should not be permitted because of the seller's pre-commitment.
Still looks like ribbit. That's the whole problem. Because if you're doing a saw for saw, the saw might be worth more later on, and that might be ribbit.
So because the saw might be worth more, that would be considered interest. What does that have to do with
That's the concept of a saw for a saw. When you do a loan to get back a saw, you're loaning a saw and you're going to get back a saw later. So if you're going to get back a saw later, maybe the saw later is going to be worth more. It'll be ribbit, the interest. So that's why you should have a loan of a saw. It should be of a specific amount of money.
In other words, the buyer is challenging the whole supposition of Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef says if he made this kinyan before, he obligated himself before in the very beginning, at the outset, this particular payment. So it's got nothing to do with the fact that the reason that he's paying what he's paying is because he had to wait for his money. That's what Rav Yosef said in the case of the sale by the Goslin to the seller, to the buyer. And now he's showing that he's asking a question. You don't see in the case of Saw B'Saw that the fact that he was Kona Miyodo, that should make any difference. Over there, there'll also be an Isseribis. So just like there'll be an Isseribis over there, there'll be an Isseribis also in the case when the Goslin sells land that he doesn't own to a purchaser, and we look at the deal that the purchaser gives the money to the Goslin as a loan. And so therefore when the Goslin has to reimburse him for his loss, when the true owner takes away the property that this purchaser bought from the Goslin. So what was I saying here? That in that case, Rav Yosef was saying that Kona Miyodo, it won't look like Ribis. Basically, that's what Rav Yosef is saying. In a case of where there's a concern of Ribis, like in the case of a loan, it'll take care of the problem if you have this if he's Kona Miyodo. And Abai is showing, you see from the case of the lending of a saw for a saw, that it doesn't take care of the problem. So why should you say that it takes care of the problem in your case, Rav Yosef? So now the Rav Yosef is going to answer this question. Amar Lei.
Okay. Amar Lei, Rav Yosef told Abaye, Hasam halva'a, there's a case of a loan, for which we have the laws of interest being more stringent. Hacha Zavine, here it's a purchase, which the laws of interest are less stringent.
Oh, interesting. Very good. Okay. So Rav Yosef is answering him back. He's saying your case, Abaye, is a case of an actual loan, a loan of a certain amount of grain, a saw worth of grain, and the guy who borrows it has to give back the saw of grain. And Rashi told us that that's going to be usher because why? Because we're concerned Shema Yukru Chitim. Maybe the a saw worth of grain in the next month is going to go up. The market's going to go up. So when he gives him gives him exactly a saw of grain that he borrowed, it's going to be worth more. So that'll be prohibited because of the an Issa D'Rabbanan because it smacks of ribis. It looks like ribis. So the art scroll says we're very stringent in this case, which is an actual case of a loan. The laws of ribis are much more stringently held to. So therefore, it won't help to have this economy odo, says Rav Yosef. But in my case that I'm talking about, it's not an actual case of a loan. It's a case of an attempt to sell a piece of property, which he didn't own. So it really wasn't a sale of property because there was no property that he owned in order to sell this piece of property to this purchaser. So we just said, oh, well, so we're going to look at it as though it's a loan. It's not really a loan. Really, the laws of interest, it's a bit of a stretch to say that the laws of interest will apply over here. If you want to know the truth, it's not really a loan, says Reb Yosef. It's actually a sale of land that didn't take place because he didn't own the land to sell. So in that case, the laws of ribis, they might exist, but they're not as stringently judged. So therefore, you can't refute my answer about Kona Miyodo from an actual case of a loan of Sabasa. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're going to get to, we're going to move on here. Gufa, Amar Shmuel.
Let's see. Gufa. Let us return to Shmuel's statement itself. Amar Shmuel. Shmuel said, Baal Chov Gove Es Hashevach. The creditor collects the improvements. Amar Rava said, Teda, you should know, this is true, and the purchaser may not prevent him from claiming the improvements. Shekach kosev lo mocher lo keach. For this is the text of the bill of sale that the seller writes to the purchaser. Ana kum. I will stand. Shape. I'm sorry. Va'ashape. And silence. Va'adake. And purify. Va'amaraik. Zavinai. Lane, and cleanse the sale. Inun. This concerns the properties purchased va'malachon and their expenses, i.e. the money that you spend to improve them, ushevachon, and their improvements, ve'ekum kadaman, and I will stand before you, v'tzavei zabina dinan, the witnesses add, and our, i.e. this purchaser, has agreed to those conditions. The kabel alohi, and he accepted these terms upon himself. So the art scroll says, since the seller will compensate the purchaser for his improvements, the creditor may collect them from the purchaser. That's according to Rashi, according to the footnote.
Let's see which Rashis we have here. How far it goes down. We have the Teda. It starts with the Teda. You should know.
Teda.
The gold that he collects below Matse Lokea Lemar. You can't find the purchaser to say on a Shvachi. Those are my improvements or whatever. These are my improvements. That's the first Rashi. There's more Rashis here. I should continue on, or you want to say something about that?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So in other words, Shmuel is saying over here that a Baal Chov, he could collect Shevach. We're talking about the Baal Chov that's coming to take away, to collect on his debt. He loaned money, somebody owes him money, and from the karka that the lova, the person that owes him money, he sold this property that he owned to a purchaser. So now comes along the Baal Chov, and he's going to take away this property. What is he able to take? He's able to take Shevach. That's what Shmuel said. Even the improvements that the Lokeach made, he's going to be able to take them. He's going to be able to take them. And now Rabba is coming along and saying Teda. Teda is a technical word in the Gemora. Teda means I'm going to bring you a raya to what Shmuel has said. What's his raya? His raya is going to be from what you see is written in the sale, in the bill of sale between the lova who was selling the land to Lokeach. What's it say over there? Okay, so Luce already told us what it says over there, and we could go to the next Rashi. This is what the mocher writes to the Lokeach in the star.
So this is what the seller writes to the purchaser. The guarantee in the star of sale.
Right. Right. So what's he writing here in this guarantee?
He's going to reimburse him for the whatchamacallit, for the shevach.
Right. Right. That's the main reason why we want to why we're bringing this whole thing over here. Among the things that he's going to have to, that he promises to reimburse the buyer for, is the shivchei hon, is the fact that the property appreciated
due to the improvements.
Oh, they translated as improvements to the property. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they translate it.
Okay, so we got a couple Rashis over here. Ashbe and Adake.
These are like explaining what the words means. Ashe means ashtik, I'll be quiet.
Right.
Vidoma, and doma is all in doma, and similar to it is al har nashva did mitranes al Torah. So it's a quoting Yeshayahu that I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, domino, what Rashi means to say, domino, you'll find a similar translation of this word ashbe in this pasuk in Yeshaya. He brings the pasuk,
Yeah.
and he shows you that the Targum translates this word nanashba in a way of to silence.
Yeah. And I guess this Adake is this next Rashi is also explaining what the word Adake means.
Right.
At the hair, I'm going to purify Mikol or from all of your, or usually is an appeal. I don't know what an error is from all
Here,
your.
here we're talking about the fact that the seller is selling the property to the buyer, and he's saying that if there's any error on the property, meaning that somebody's going to come and claim that I'm not the one that owns the property, but that he's the one that owns the property. He's going to make a big deal about the fact that he's the true owner of the property. So that would be an error, and the seller is saying he'll deal with this guy. He'll silence him. He'll purify the property from any such type of a claim like that. Oh, now the next Rashi, Inun va'amlehon v'shavchehon. Let's see how Rashi translates these words.
Inun va'amlehu v'shavchehon. Okay. trying to even catch where those words are. Okay. Amlehon is the Inun that the Enon, these, the Amleon, and they're, Amalad is like, to pay like your fee, so to speak, your money, the Shavcheim, and their improvements. And Kavan, since the Al Mocher, it's on the seller, Hadar Gabi Shivcha, that he has to return the amount of improvements to the Baal Chov, Melakoach, to the creditor from the purchaser, the Choser Lokea, and then the purchase goes back al mochet to the seller to get like reimbursed his money.
So the seller is guaranteeing that he will silence and purify any challenge to his ownership of the property, and this undertaking that he's making upon himself is on this karka that he's selling, and it also will include any out of pocket outlay that the buyer makes on it, and also any improvements that are made to the property. It'll include all those things. So it's It's a win-win deal for the buyer. It's got a total guarantee from the seller. If something happens, then the seller's undertaken to take care of it. And we see that it also includes the shevach of the property. So if you see that he's undertaking to guarantee also to reimburse him even for shevach that he made to the property, so then you see that it must be the din that, like Shmuel says, that a Baal Chov, why is the seller have to guarantee that he'll reimburse him for that? Because it must be that, like Shmuel says, that a Baal Chov has the power to collect even the shevach of the property that he is recovering from the purchaser of the purchaser of that property. Okay. Now that's it for the Rashis. That's it for the Rashis. And now we go back to the Gemara. Amar le Rav Chia bar Avin the Rava.
Amar le Rav Chia bar Avin the Rava. Rav Chia bar Avin said to Rava, Ella me'ata, but now, matana delo kasiv le hachi. Upon the receipt of a gift to whom the benefactor does not write this guarantee, hachi nami delo tarif shivacha. Here also, he's not the English is the benefactor's creditor is not entitled to seize the improvements. I don't know where he got the benefactor's creditor from. Hechinami, delo tarif shvacha.
Right.
Here also, he doesn't tarif the improvements. He doesn't seize the improvements.
Right. If you're making, he's saying El Miata, according to what you have now just said. Who said this? Rava. Rava was the one who was trying to bring a raya for Shmuel. What was his raya? That the Baal Chov can collect the shevach from the karka, because you see that such a thing is written into the shtar of a sale for land. You see that it's written in that he guarantees that in the case that it's taken away from him by a creditor, the seller is going to reimburse him for the shevach. So he says, so the only reason, if that's the whole proof of why it is that he's entitled to the shevach, the Baal Chov, so what happens in the case of a document such as just a gift, not a sale, but a gift, where such a clause is not written into that document? According to that, the Baal Chov he wouldn't be able to go and get reimbursed. Not reimbursed. Sorry, the Baal Chov wouldn't be able to recover the land together with the shevach, and that doesn't really make any sense. That he wouldn't be able to do that. Why should it depend on whether it's written into the document that's what the guy guarantees him, the benefactor, the one that's giving the gift? right? Jew number one is giving Jew number two a gift. He's got a document that he in fact is giving him that gift, so that now the Jew number two is the true owner of this property. But it doesn't have such a clause that he guarantees that in case it's taken away from him, that he's going to reimburse him not only for the land, the value of the land, but also for any improvements that he would make on the land. So according to that, if that's the whole reason why the creditor has a right to collect such a thing, so in such a case, says Reb Chia bar Abin, he wouldn't actually be able to collect such a thing, according to Rava, and we know that the truth is otherwise. So that's a question on Rava's proof. But okay, we got a Rashi over here. 3 minutes left.
Okay, let's see which one we're up to.
Matana de log sivbe hachi.
Matana.
In the case of matana, that it's not written like this in the document.
Okay, but the matana is a gift that's not written in this. She'ein adam mekabel alav achriyu. The person doesn't accept upon himself the responsibility ma shehu notain, for what he gives.
Yeah, the Jew number one who gives Jew number two a piece of land, is he going to write in the document, and if my creditor takes this land away from you, I agree to reimburse you for that loss that you suffered. He didn't suffer any loss, right? He got a gift. Oh, the gift was taken away. No, okay. So easy come, easy go, right?
But improvements, he loses the value of the improvements.
He loses the value of the improvements.
Like that would be a good way to cheat somebody out of money. Give him a gift and make a deal with the with your creditor that he's going to repossess that gift. Give him the gift, wait until he builds improvements, and then the creditor comes and takes it, and then the seller and the creditor split the gift, split the value of the improvements. The buyer is cheated.
Well, first of all, with the buyer, he's not a buyer. Who bought what?
Oh, you're right. He's not a buyer. The recipient of the gift is cheated.
Because he got a free piece of land for nothing. He didn't pay for it, and he made some improvements on it.
Right.
Now he got it taken away.
Right. So he loses the expense that he spent improving.
So he should be able to go against the guy that gave him the gift and say, "Give me back for the you caused me a loss."
Right.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how this comes out over here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care.
Have a
All
good
the best.